Welcome to Any Given Funday, brought to you by Manscaped, home of the beard hedger, Joey Haas, Ray Osterhout, Coby Brickner, here with you on a Tuesday night. And Daniel Jones signed to a new contract. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of things, but before I get into the agenda, good evening to you, my friend, Mr. Raymond.
How we doing?
Doing swell. You look so happy, dude. Almost like you just put your hat back.
Shut up.
I know how happy you look, Coby. Good evening to you. There he is. And good evening to everybody who's listening, or good morning. But I wanted to start off the podcast before we get into the agenda even, right? I wanted to start this off, and we're going to play a new game. You know what we're going to call it? What was the meanest comment of the week? And then Ray's going to go, boop.
What am I going to do?
Boop.
What, when I think it's the meanest one?
No. Oh. Just at the end, just as a little ding.
Oh, okay.
So, from the top. What was the meanest comment of the week? Boop. There it is. This week's comes from, we put out a post. Oh, shit, we just got the best one.
Really?
Son of a gun. Oh, my God.
Is this bad?
No, it's not that bad.
All right.
So this one comes from the post of we put out the fourth best division in baseball, and let's see who said the meanest thing to us. Who hurt us the most, huh? Let's go. So I'm just gonna read off. You know, we'll take a couple minutes here, and we'll read off a couple of the best ones. We'll start with there's a guy that commented rent free. He then followed it up with he owns the house. Astros living in the master while he sleeps in the guest bedroom. That's great.
2 years and they think
it's really us versus the world. We have hate us all y'all want, but we go into winning and winning. Your mom is an Astros fan. Could have beaten the Astros. Nah. Cry. Rent-free nonstop. You just mad because we're better. Bro is still mad. Astros stay mad, bub. F you too. Let's go Astros.
That one's playful, though, I feel like. That one's just like, yeah, fuck you too, bro.
These guys don't know ball. Stay mad. Little bitch still crying, but it says little itch. So little itch still crying. We in your head rent-free Stros. This is why nobody listens to these bums. No, F you. We don't care. There's a couple good ones here. And Houston says, fuck you right back. I see his ass is still sore.
Oh, from the fucking...
Ho's mad.
That's
always a classic. Still salty, I see. Oh, here's a good one. Astros dick slap your favorite team. Aw, boo-hoo.
If you ever...
Still butthurt.
All you need to know from all of this is if you get fucking bored, just go through our comments.
Oh, tell us where the Astros touched you and hurt your feelings. Casual-ass baseball takes. Just another pussy on a podcast. Go Astros. Yet another useless podcast that no one is going to listen to. Oh, man. Fuck you. That one hurt. I'm gonna find one more just for just to really fucking. One thing I gotta say about black hat guys, fuck you. Well, guess what? Fuck you too. Cry louder. Y'all mad. So that was this week's edition of what was the meanest comment of the week? Boop.
And I will say to the people who have been hyping me up for wearing all the Boston Breach stuff, shout out to you guys. And the people who have been saying, good takes, great takes, we appreciate it. The good and the bad, If you guys if you think Joey, right, hates you because you ain't the Astros, and you guys just hate us because you ain't on TikTok. You ain't making content. You're sitting at home fucking jerking off with your left hand, trying to find a good night.
So am I after.
Same, right? No, I know. We do the same thing, but we at least put our takes out there.
Oh, okay. All right. So that was our first time. We'll do that every week, I think. I think that'll be fun. What was the worst comment of the week? So getting into the agenda for today, Daniel Jones gets his contract. We'll talk a little bit about his contract and where it compares to other quarterback contracts right now in the NFL. Where's Derrick Henry going to land? We'll talk about the New York Jets and what's plan B for the Jets now if they don't get Aaron Rodgers. The World Baseball Classic is about to begin. Actually, it already really began. Exhibitions began.
Begins tonight.
And it begins tonight. And there's something that we're not going to see. It's going to be played for the last time in the World Baseball Classic, and then it's going to be wiped away forever. What's that going to be? Some players dropped out in the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk about that, and kind of a disappointment. Ranking the third best division in baseball, the NL West. And then we'll talk a little bit of basketball. We'll talk about R.J. Barrett. I want to emphasize him. And then we'll close it out with a question about tickets at sports games. All good?
I'm ready.
Let's get the fuck in there, huh?
Buckle in, strap in. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a fun one. Oh, shit. Before you go, or before we start, I need your Wi-Fi because I had to reset all my settings today on my phone.
Are you on it?
No, is it this one?
Yeah. Let's see if it'll pop up.
Wow, no. I always forget about the new technology.
No, it won't pop up.
Oh, fuck us.
Fuck. All right, I don't. Shit. Why isn't it working?
It's gonna be like very slow.
Here, I'll ask my mother.
What?
No, I'll just ask my mom what the Wi-Fi. What's the Wi-Fi password? All right. I'll get it to you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I got most of my stuff already.
But I mean, there's a lot of things that we can rip right off me too. So okay, getting into it. First things first. Daniel Jones gets his $40 million a year for the next 4 years. 4-year, $160 million contract. And, you could be happy about it. You could be mad about it. It's whatever. You could be neutral about it for all we care. Saquon gets the tag this year. And the conversation that we'll start with is a debate from JPA Football on Twitter where they give the contracts of these quarterbacks and they compare them to Daniel Jones's. So I think the conversation we have is which team got the best deal out of these quarterbacks? Okay, and I'll give you these, and then we'll break them down. We'll go worst to best. Okay, who's the worst contract down here? Who's the best? All right, and I'll give you the names first, and then we'll go back through. So we have Daniel Jones with the Giants, 4 years, $160 million. Dak Prescott, 4 years, $160 million. Matt Stafford, 4 years, $160 million. Derek Carr, 4 years, $150 million. Geno Smith, 3 years, $105 million. So let's start from the bottom. Who has the worst contract out of all those players, starting at 5?
That's a tough one because for Geno, it's like you had one good year. You've been in the league for a long time. But I'm going to kind of just go off of what I think these quarterback ceilings are. And I think Geno can make the playoffs again. I think the Seahawks can make the playoffs again. But I don't think with Geno at quarterback, like the Seahawks are going to a Super Bowl. So I'm not saying it's like a bad contract, but I'm also just saying that I don't think that Geno Smith is a guy that's going to lead you to a Super Bowl, if that makes sense.
Okay, I'll go Geno Smith at 5.
Yeah. Not that he's the worst. Like, would you even say he's the worst player on here?
I'll go Geno Smith.
Because I think we can
worst
argue
contract
that.
just because. Excuse me. Just because I feel like, the Seahawks were kind of just at a, it was like, what else are you gonna do, right? What else are the Seahawks really gonna do? They're the fucking Seahawks. You either take Geno or you're fucked, right? Or you try to go to the draft.
I'll say this.
Nobody's signing with the Seahawks.
I'll say this. I'll take Geno's contract right now over Ross's contract.
Yeah.
That's not saying much, but
no, that's not saying much. Number 4. So we have Geno at 5.
Yep.
Who's the 4th worst contract on that list? I know mine if you want me to go.
I mean, it's a fucking pick your poison between Dak and Derek Carr for me.
I'm going to go Dak. I'm going to Dak Prescott, 4th worst contract down there. You talk about guys, until he can make it far enough in the playoffs to really, push the needle, I don't think.
I'm going to go Derek Carr because he still doesn't have a playoff win. He has a negative record overall in his career. He hasn't been a horrible quarterback, but everyone's making it out like him. Like, I think him going to the Saints is an okay move, but I don't think that they're like now Super Bowl contenders because of it, right? I think that Derek Carr still has a lot to show me, and even though Dak gets more attention because he's like under the what the fuck is it? The microscope. He's under the microscope more, so I feel like he gets a little bit more hate. But I'm gonna go Derek Carr at 4.
I'll go Derek Carr at 3. He's the third worst contract on there for me.
I think I'm gonna. I guess I'll go Dak. I mean, I don't know. I think Dak and DJ is a toss-up, to be honest, just because I feel like Dak can go further than Daniel Jones can.
That's fair.
If you were to tell me that Dak Prescott was your starting quarterback and Daniel Jones was your starting quarterback, I think that Dak would.
Ooh, I think that's tough.
It is. It's tougher after this. It's tougher after this year, but and also Dak was injured for most of the year, but
there's so many ifs and considerations, right? If you said, all right, what's Dak Jones like if he has Brian Dable as his coach?
Right. There's a lot of.
What? Oh, did I say Dak Jones?
Fuck it, mix them.
Fuck it.
Blend it together.
3 and 2.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck it.
Have them fuck. Create a kid, Dak
Jones. Daniel Prescott. Fuck it. Ring the bell. But no, if you had Dak Prescott and Brian Dable, right? What is the?
Yeah, no, there's
what
arguments there, right? I think there's.
Then are we talking about the Cowboy? If Dable was the next coach of the Cowboys, right? Are the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl? Right? I mean, you can play the game all day.
Yeah.
Right. But based on, to me, I'll go based on where they could get to. I think Daniel Jones has a higher ceiling
than Dak.
Yeah.
Really?
I think Daniel Jones could be a better quarterback than Dak. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I believe that yet.
Fair enough.
We're basing it off 1 year. He went 15-5, had a solid season. They won a playoff game. He ran for 700-800 yards or whatever it was, and made that team better than everybody thought they were going to be. So I just feel like the Cowboys are expected to be here every year, and because they can't live up to that hype, it's harder than Daniel Jones starting down here.
Fair.
And just having to do this much to be able to be like, oh, hey, we're proud of Daniel Jones this year, So that's the one thing. But I think there's a pretty clear and concise number 1 here.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'll go Daniel Jones at 2.
I don't remember. Yeah, I guess I would go Daniel Jones at 2 as well.
Yeah, DJ at 2. I think just because, yes, $40 million is a lot. And I'll save it for after. Clear and concise number 1. The guy who won the Super Bowl.
Even if he
doesn't play another fucking snap in the NFL.
Because if you really look at it, look how many franchises haven't won Super Bowls and how hard it is to win a Super Bowl and be consistently in contention. For that, it's a tough thing, especially in the NFL. I think it's one of the tougher things to do and be consistent with every single year. So the Rams with Matthew Stafford, even if, like you said, he doesn't come back, it's kind of making it out like
it's already.
But I feel like we already forgot about him. Like 2 seasons ago, he threw for 40 touchdowns, and it's like this guy. We're not even talking about him at all.
He won the fucking Super Bowl with the Rams. Like that's why you pay contracts,
and
right?
We all talked
you
about,
don't pay it for 10 unless you're expected to win multiple Super Bowls. No, you were just expected to win at least one. He did it. He's the best valued contract, right?
Yeah. I'll take a Super Bowl over.
I'll take a Super Bowl too.
I'll take a Super Bowl over longevity and a consistent playoff berth.
Agreed, 100%. Perfect. I'm with that. But getting into diving in a little bit deeper into Daniel Jones, we talked about it last week and we put out a post today, right, about where these guys would be getting paid, and we talked about if Daniel Jones got $45 million, who would that put him ahead of? Blah blah blah. And we talked about names: Kyler Murray, right? There's Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. Kirk Cousins, all these names. And if you had to, I would say that Daniel Jones' contract fell right where it should have. I do. I mean, $35 million would have been better for the Giants, but realistically, with this market, like you said, $40 million, you get your guy back, you tag your running back. I feel really bad for Saquon, but that's the business. That's the business.
It is the nature of the beast.
And it's the nature of the beast, exactly. But as far as DJ's contract goes, I think it's perfect.
Dude, Tony Pollard gets tagged as well. Like, both of those guys, I think, could have really made a bag this offseason if they were able to go out and test free agency. But it is what it is. And, you know, the Giants did the right thing. I think the Giants did the right thing as far as franchise tagging Saquon. Maybe they overpaid a little bit for Daniel Jones. But at the end of the day, who are you really going to go out and get? We're seeing what's happening with the Jets, and we'll get there. But we're already seeing all of these quarterbacks commit to other places. And for you to kind of have to be like, you're already 10 steps behind all these other guys who are interviewing quarterbacks consistently every single week. You'd have to jump up and just be that automatic contender and tell them you're going to give them the fucking world, which for cap space, who do you have right now as far as weapons? Like, Daniel Jones knows this team, knows this offense, and Brian Dable's been comfortability with him, or shown comfortability with him, and him at the head of the offense. And I think that both sides showed that they wanted to get it done. The Giants got their guy, and regardless of if that's going to be the best decision for them going forward, I mean, this is going to be a really tough division for them next year. I know the Eagles have not a lot of cap space. They might possibly lose a bunch of pieces. And, you know, we talk about the Cowboys always being at the top of that division, or, you know, thinking that they should be. And the Commanders don't really have a quarterback right now. They're saying they're going with Sam Howell, but that division right now is kind of up in the air. And I feel like the Giants, seeing what Daniel Jones was able to do, even though they went, 1-7 against the division last year? Or 1-6-1, I should say. Because their only win was against the Commanders, and then they tied the Commanders. So that's the one thing that worries me, is them in this division, is them being 1-6-1, and then they also had a fairly easier schedule last year to combat that as well.
The only ding that I have on the Giants, right, when it comes to DJ's contract, is you're going to be very limited in what you can, you know, do now, and that sucks, right? Because you have your duo back, and we loved watching Saquon and DJ last year, but you're limited. Daniel Jones takes up 17% of the New York Giants salary cap. That's a lot.
And they already
That's one guy.
They don't have a lot to spend as it is.
And they don't. But that's DJ. He's back as a Giant. Like I said, feel really bad for Saquon, but I actually don't think that Saquon Barkley will ever get a long-term second contract now. I don't.
I don't know.
And when I say long-term, I mean 3+ years. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he gets anything more than like 5. I think they could give him like possibly 3.
I think that's it. I think Saquon from here on out is going to be good for 2, maybe. If he performs this year, he gets a 3-year deal. Tops.
What would you say he needs, though, for them to be like, okay, well
another season like this,
like
where you can pay him. Yeah,
a full healthy season.
Another season,
1,500 yards of scrimmage yards total.
Something close.
12 to 15, I should say.
Something close.
Like, I'm talking about receiving and obviously running the football.
1,500. 1,500 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
But it sucks because everybody loves Saquon, right?
What happens?
Nobody hates Saquon Barkley.
What happens if the Giants turn around and they go 6-11 this year?
Which is possible.
Oh, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it was possible last year though too. You know what I mean? It's been possible since really like fucking last 10 years that they go like that. But I'm just saying that but they haven't really put that equity into a quarterback. Like, we knew kind of Eli Manning after they won the Super Bowl was like going like this consistently every single year. And now you finally have the quarterback that we all were hoping for that you got last year. And if he comes out and he doesn't play good this year, how do you think Giants fans are going to feel?
I mean, we can play the if game, but I mean, what if he comes out and he plays and he gets even better with another year of Dable, right? We're all sitting here saying Dable's the guy. If he gets out there and he gets better, we're sitting here next offseason and we're like, yo, we that was a great deal, right? Daniel Jones should be worth even more than this, right? And we're comparing that contract, and we're like, holy shit, like we got a steal on Daniel Jones.
No, right.
And I'm just playing the advocate.
I think you're right in the fact that we should be, thinking about the most recent.
I don't
time
think he's going to get worse. I don't think so.
I feel like we've seen the worst of Daniel Jones, and now with Brian Dable behind him in his corner saying, I want you to be my quarterback, I think that just is going to give him more confidence 110%. This year. He doesn't have that weighing on his shoulders this year. I think he can play with a little bit more freedom, a little bit more confidence. knowing he has Saquon back, and hopefully they can go get him some help on the outside.
Hopefully. I didn't put this one in the notes, but I do want to talk about it. Lamar Jackson gets the exclusive or the non-exclusive? Non-exclusive tag, which means teams can offer him contracts. The Ravens then have the opportunity to do one of two things, right? Either match it or they get 2 first-round picks. If he signs, if they don't decide to match it, they get 2 first-round picks in return. Teams that are out, right? There's a group of them: Raiders, the Dolphins, the Commanders, the Panthers, a few more teams. I still think there's a chance that a team's gonna send it on Lamar. I do.
Who would it be though? I'm trying to think of like teams.
Lions. I think the Lions are gonna send it on Lamar.
What do they do with Jared Goff then? Just hope this use him because that's kind of what I was telling Coby in the car.
Ship him to one of these teams like the Raiders that want a quarterback.
Well, I was even saying like I feel like if a team goes in on a guy like Lamar, who we've seen over the past couple seasons has been out for the final 5 to 6 weeks of the season, missed the playoffs, the Lions would be in a good position to be like, I mean, obviously you don't want to plan for that, but having Jared Goff, and I mean, what are they paying Jared Goff right now?
They're paying, I think he's like 30-something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you can keep
but what
that
I do,
and get
but,
Lamar. So.
No. He's got to go. But I do think that there's a market, and I'm not trying to get 4 steps ahead, but I think there's a market for Jared Goff, especially too if the Lions decide they want to go Lamar. And I don't think the price tag is going to be overly crazy for Lamar. I don't think so.
What do you mean by that? Because I feel like
I feel like the Ravens are the Ravens are cheapos, right? This could have been done 2 years ago, and they didn't get it done. And then it could have been done last year, and they didn't get it done.
But they could be just doing that as a mind game to say, hey, guess what? He's only at 32. You could offer him 35, and we're supposed to be these cheapos, and then we come back and we match it.
It could be.
You know what I mean? I think, to start the bar lower than starting the bar higher.
We're talking at least $45 million.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I would say.
But if you're paying 40 for Daniel,
at least 50.
If you're paying 40 for Daniel Jones, who just got his first playoff win this year, and we're talking about a guy who was an MVP a couple years ago, you know, I mean, obviously he hasn't been playing like that. Or he hasn't been playing like that since 2019. He hasn't stayed healthy on the field the last 2 seasons. He's missed the most important time, and who knows what would have happened if the Ravens had Lamar Jackson against the Bengals this year. Like there's a lot of what ifs if Lamar is on the field.
Oh, dude, if Lamar was on that team on that field during that game, you can make a great argument that they would have won that game.
100%, and that's that's the problem I think with Lamar is, you know, He has a crazy upside. He really does. And when he's healthy and when he's playing at his peak, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league to argue. But I feel like the downside of him is the fact that he's been injured. If it was at the start of the year and then he came back, performed well, got his team to the playoffs, and did what we know that he's capable of, we'd be having a different conversation. But if I was a team where I'm sitting here saying, okay, well, if I don't know what I'm going to get out of this guy as far as longevity goes with what his injury history has been like just in the first couple of years of the league, I don't know that I'm willing to go and spend 45 to 50 million on a guy when I can get a guy like Jared Goff, who we were this close in a non-0-6 start away from being in the playoffs and being a team that no one wanted to play. You know, like that's just where I would stand if I was a man, like a GM or an owner of a team.
So who says, right? There's a tweet by Tej Seth. The Lions would be giving up the number 18 pick and a late first-round pick the next year to acquire Lamar Jackson. They have the cap flexibility to give him a 5-year, $250 million contract, mostly guaranteed contract, with a high year 1 cap hit so the Ravens can't match. Go make Lamar Jackson the best quarterback in the NFC.
I think that would be the best. If Lamar Jackson stays healthy, that's the best move for him. Getting out of the AFC, not having to play Mahomes, 100%. Allen, Burrow, Lawrence, Herbert.
On a good team, on a good Detroit Lions team, especially if the Packers are out too. Oh, my God, sign me up.
Yeah, 100%.
Sign me up.
100%. I'm just...
Especially if Rodgers is gone.
The only thing that worries me about Lamar's is injury. I think he has all the talent in the world. He's shown that to us consistently on a yearly basis. It's just... I want him there, and then what happens if he's fucking gone the last 4 games of the year? Who the fuck are you bringing in? John Kitna? Is he coming back? Is Dan fucking Orlovsky coming out of retirement from ESPN?
Dan Campbell. He's going to come in and play quarterback.
Campbell. Yeah, like, what's it called? The fucking mean machine.
Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich.
All right, final thing here on football. The Jets are still in on Lamar too, right? And that's also a possibility. Does Lamar Jackson want to stay in the NFC or in the AFC? That's the question, right?
I wouldn't.
I don't think I would either because it's going to be really, really hard. And it's not going to get any easier anytime soon.
No.
So I look at it. I think Detroit's the best spot. But I only threw that in because the Jets are an AFC team. Where do the Jets go if they don't get Rodgers? They got to go Jimmy G, right?
I think they're even out on him.
Really?
Yeah, from what I've heard, everything that I've seen, it seems like it's really Rodgers, Lamar. Or I'll see Mike White in the fucking week 1 next year.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's gonna be a QB battle between the remains of Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Zach Wilson. Like, I feel like if Jets fans have to watch that again and they don't even go get somebody else to mix in there, I don't even know what I would do.
Like, what do you do if you don't get Rodgers?
Cry.
Who are they going after?
Do what Coby does, switch to being a Dolphins fan.
Brutal move. You just hit him right in the fucking chest.
That's all right. Joey does that all the time.
Hit him right in the chest. Jump ship.
I'm dead serious. I don't blame you.
Listen.
The Jets organization, like he said,
he is a ship jumper though.
No, but like,
Jump ship on my Pacers too, man.
Yo,
Hurtful.
who else jumped ship this year?
Oh hey, I was New York blood, bro. Back in the OG days.
But you were a Panthers fan.
I was a Panthers fan, absolutely.
Right. So,
but if you told me, Joey, you're not allowed to switch, I'd go back to the Panthers in a second.
Well, yeah, I mean, the same thing with me. If I wasn't allowed to switch, I wouldn't switch.
Yeah, if Lamar Jackson was on the team. He was saying we before the pod. I heard it. Look at him, bro. He's pissed. He's pissed.
You're just fucking lame.
He's pissed.
he's our TikTok comments now.
He's pissed. Who is the most pissed in the room right now? Who is the saltiest?
Thanks, Ray.
What did I do?
You opened.
Oh yeah, because this hasn't been started for fucking 3 years before I even knew you guys. Fuck. What the fuck?
Wait, what? No, never mind. Let me stop. Let me stop.
We gotta move on.
We have a podcast to do. Come on, grow up, Joe.
We're just talking.
I'm fucking lame anyway.
What the fuck was I talking about?
All right, let's get into it. No, I just the question was where did the Jets go?
There's not really anywhere.
If there's
to
no
go.
Rodgers.
I mean, I guess if
You're fucked.
Well, I guess if Lamar, hold on. If Lamar goes to the Lions, Jared Goff,
Love it.
sign me the fuck
Love
up.
it. Love it.
Sign me up for
Jared Goff on
in
the
New York.
Jets. Contender.
Oh my god, can you imagine
Contender.
Jared Goff? Can you imagine Jared Goff in the New York media? He'd be getting absolutely fucked.
No, bro. He was in the LA media. He was fine.
He got sent out of there.
Huh? Well, yeah, but
He
that
got
wasn't
drop shipped after he went to a Super Bowl. What the fuck are you talking about?
that wasn't because of his performance. That wasn't because of the way he talked. Is what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
He was fine with his talking. He got drop shipped because
but
they wanted a better quarterback.
I'm just saying that. But look what happened when he went to a fucking mid-market team like Detroit. Not saying
nice.
Detroit's a small city, but I would say they're more lenient because their sports teams haven't been good in how long.
But
There's more expectation in New York than there's more expectation in New York than there is in Detroit.
Mentally, I could have just brought us into a really bad rabbit hole.
Oh,
yeah,
but you get what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that's just all I'm saying is that Jared Goff, when he was in the LA media, he got to the Super Bowl. They fucking scored 3 points in the Super Bowl when they were there, and I don't know if that could. I'm not saying that could happen again, but I think that when the pressure was off of him a little bit more, it let him play better. That's all.
That's fair. Okay.
I still think it'll be fine though if he went. I think it would be fun to watch if he went to the Jets.
Oh, for sure he would. He'd be great to watch. I like him on the Lions. Derrick Henry landing spots.
Well, that's why I was going to get the Wi-Fi.
Gosh.
There was a odds for it that I was going to look up because I'm pretty sure the top 5 were like the Dolphins, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs, and I can't remember the 5th.
Odds have the Bills as the favorite landing spot for Derrick Henry in a trade. So I'll be the first to say it. I'm going to say it right now. Get it off my chest. I would not trade for Derrick Henry. I wouldn't do it. Just going to come out and say it now. He's 29. He's on the back half. way on the back half. And I think Derrick Henry.
Coby made a good point that I did kind of ticked in my mind, because what's one thing that we've been talking about since, in the last 10 years of the Super Bowl, right? There hasn't been one guy who's been paid that has been a running back on a Super Bowl winning team in the past 10 years, right? It's all been guys who are under like $2 million or around $2 million or just not getting that much money. But how many guys, and I know, like you said, Derrick Henry's probably might want to take less of the workload this year, but could you imagine Josh Allen and fucking Derrick Henry running the football together?
I think it'd be great.
I think it would take so much pressure off of Josh Allen throwing the football again, and it would just let him be able to play his game. You don't have to give. This isn't gonna, and it's not going to be Tennessee, right? Where Derrick Henry was depended on to win them football games. Like, Derrick Henry needed 30 touches there. Derrick Henry doesn't need 30 touches in Buffalo to win them football games. Like, he needs like a Singletary or what Cook was in a 15 to 18 stretch of splitting up carries, using different guys, and kind of having that almost, I don't want to say the Eagles because it's a completely different system, but in a way, just being able to switch up your running backs and get different guys in there and give different looks. Derrick Henry was winning the Titans fucking football games. And if Josh Allen can have some of the pressure taken off of him and they don't go get another wide receiver, this is where you go. If I'm the Bills, at least, I'm maybe a couple of other teams like, I think the Dolphins, I mean, really, I don't think that their running back system is the problem. Like, I think that they have great outside work, like receivers. They have the top duo in the league. The Chiefs, I don't really see that making sense either. I think that they just need to maybe go get, obviously they won the Super Bowl, but I think Pacheco and McKinnon showed last year that they're feasible. I think maybe go get another guy on the outside or just bump up the defense. Like that team doesn't really make sense to me either. The Bills are really the only team, unless you read me off a couple other teams, that make sense on him where he should go.
Chargers.
No, they have Eckler.
I think Derrick Henry's next role is a two-person role though. Like, I don't think he's a workhorse.
That's what I just said for the Bills.
No, I know, but I mean, even Derrick Henry coming in as the second man on the Chargers, or like on the.
He will never be the second man.
No, not right now.
Well, I'm saying as the 1A, the 1B. I mean, like, who's the starting running back for the Chargers? I don't know if it's Derrick Henry. If you have Eckler and Derrick Henry,
I mean,
is there really a starting running back?
No, I mean, I think that they just go off of they'll try and mix up teams because Derrick Henry can still catch the ball and be very effective in the receiving game. The problem for the Chargers, though, has been the fact that they can't run the football effectively. And they might be able to they might just make fucking Austin Eckler a slot receiver at that point.
What about the Bears?
Bears.
They got a lot of money.
It's gonna go. I think it's got to go to a win, ready to
assets,
win
though.
team though.
I mean, they have the number one pick.
Well, they have the assets and they have a lot of money.
They have the number one. If they, would you give up the number one pick for Derrick Henry?
No, there's not gonna be. No, that wouldn't be. That wouldn't be a.
Holy no.
I'm not saying just fucking tit for tat.
No, there wouldn't even. They wouldn't. It wouldn't even be a conversation. It would be probably like a second round pick, third, for Henry.
You think so?
Yeah.
I guess players in the NFL is different than drafting in the NBA.
Way
or like
different.
NBA as well.
Yeah. No, Derrick Henry wants to go win, bro. He's old. 29 years old. Not winning with the Texans next year. Give me Bryce Young and fucking. Yeah. They go trade fucking receivers.
What are the other ones on there?
The Bills at plus 300, the Dolphins at plus 400, the Giants were at plus 500, but that was, I assume, before Saquon got tagged. The Saints at plus 700. I could see the Saints. Seriously.
I mean, it depends with like Kamara's. Depends on Kamara's situation.
The Broncos.
No, we got Javonte come back at some point.
He had a setback as well.
And the Patriots.
Dude, I
think he's an NFC.
We could get
back.
the entire fucking roster of the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if it would help us.
All right,
with Russell Wilson, a quarterback.
We've went down every avenue of the NFL. All right, this is where we'll end it. Right. This is my hot take of the week. Okay, not even my hot take, just my take. If you're a player in the NFL right now, right, and you have the opportunity to, in any way, shape, or form, kind of, push where you want to go, I think you're pushing the NFC, right?
I think
any player that has the ability right now to be able to push towards the NFC should go to the NFC. And I think they want to.
So you're saying, but I mean, you're just saying obviously the top, like the playoff teams in the NFC.
Right. I'm just saying, like, if there's a player out there that an impactful football player that has the that can say, okay, I want to, like, I can, I have my choice of where I can go. I think they're going to lean towards the NFC. Yeah.
So you think if Derrick Henry had the choice between the Chiefs and the Saints, he's going to the Saints?
That's not, no. But I'm saying, like, all the other teams, right? The Bengals, the fucking, like, I think I would lean towards going to an NFC team. There's like,
I think it's specific, like the top, like maybe like 3 NFC teams.
so if somebody said the Bills, right? Would you rather go to the Bills or would you rather go to the, I don't know, what's a up and coming team in the NFC? The Lions. I would strongly consider the Lions.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, it depends who you are,
right? If you like teams like the Chargers, I don't know if I'd go to the Chargers. I think I'd lean more towards going to an NFC team.
I mean, at the end of the day, you still
the Jets.
At the end,
I think I'd lean towards going to an NFC team.
Wait, instead of going to the Jets? Well, right now, obviously, yeah, with their quarterback situation.
Right, but like even if I was a quarterback, I'm like, yo, I'm not getting past the Chiefs. I'm not getting past the Bengals. I'm not getting past the Bills. Like, it's so stacked in the AFC. I feel like players are going to start trying to, balance this puppy out a little bit with due time.
Here's the thing, though. If you come out of the AFC, I mean, who are you playing in the NFC? Like, if you're on that team and you pick right.
That's fair. But you got to make it out of the AFC. There's so much more talent in the AFC. Like,
I don't disagree with you.
Like, if you had the chance to go, you guys get what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
I don't think it's a crazy thing.
I think it's situational.
There's
though. I
teams
I don't think it's just like any NFC team versus any AFC team.
No, not any. But like, if I'm one of these receivers, right? If I'm Cortland Sutton, right? He got put on the trade block today, and Cortland Sutton, that his agent says, "Hey, dude, we have a trade lined up for the Chargers, and we have a trade lined up for the Giants. Where are you going? Give me the Giants." You know why? Because I think the Giants have a better shot of making it to the Super Bowl in the NFC than the Chargers do in the AFC.
If I'm,
that's a hypothetical, but
I disagree with that just because if I'm Cortland Sutton, I know that the Giants aren't going to throw the football nearly as much as the Chargers are, and I can go play in that offense way better than I can behind Mike Williams and Keenan Allen with Justin Herbert throwing the football 50 times a game than I can with Daniel Jones.
Then with his stats, he can go somewhere else.
He get paid. I mean, that's fair.
I think that the Giants probably. I don't even know if they would go.
It's a rabbit hole. It is,
but I think. I mean, obviously, if the fucking Chargers don't throw against the fucking Jags last year, the Jags and the Chargers went to the same spot in the playoffs, basically. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like at that point it's kind of you're splitting hairs.
And I'm not trying to say don't go to the AFC. Like, hey, if you get a chance to go to the fucking Chiefs, go to the fucking Chiefs.
Yeah.
But right, like these building teams in the AFC, like I'm staying away from them because you got to get past a couple jobs.
I'd rather go. Here's what I agree with you. I'd rather go to a building team in the NFC than the AFC. Yes, I agree with you on that. But to say any NFC
a contender, I think there's 3 teams I'd go to in the AFC. Right, I'd go to the
Bills,
the Chiefs, and the Bengals. Other than that,
I could even argue the Jags.
Maybe. I mean, I get it. I don't know. I just think it's food for thought, and I think we'll see a lot of players that quarterbacks X, Y, and Z, right, running backs that want to go to the NFC because they think they have a better chance to win football games. Derek Carr could have went to the Jets, could have went to the Saints. Where'd he go? To the Saints. NFC, baby. Come on.
Yeah, that was just because that division is absolutely
Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to the fucking Jets. His ass is staying planted right in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that. But I feel like those are different scenarios just because. Do you think Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay is going to fucking win anything anyway?
He's got a better shot than going and trying to.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If I had to pick between, I mean, they still do have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, but their receiving core is just. I don't know.
It's food for thought.
It is.
Okay, moving on here. Ray, you brought up a great point to me earlier, and it's a special time in the World Baseball Classic as it kicks off tonight. This will be the last time that we're going to see no pitch clock in baseball.
Correct.
That's crazy. Do you think that players, and I don't even think there's a conversation, I don't really think there's a conversation to be had. I think it's a good point, though. I don't know. Do you think guys are going to already be switched over Kind of like they're going to be pitching faster.
I don't, because there's not. I mean, really, the only teams that are like MLB are like Dominican, like fully MLB is like Dominican Republic, USA, and there's like guys who are like majority from, but it's not like their whole team.
Grab me your phone. I'll put it in the Wi-Fi.
Oh, dude, thanks, bro.
Sure, dude.
Fucking lit, dude. But yeah, I think that, to be honest, I think guys who, used it to their advantage are going to fucking take advantage of it, right? I mean, I think pitchers especially, I think that those guys, maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think that the World Baseball Classic is going to be very interesting because obviously it's been mixed feedback, but I think for the most part, I think there's a few things obviously you can tweak. Nothing's perfect when it first comes out. But I think the pitch clock in general will be adapted by the WBC. It would be kind of weird if it wasn't.
100%.
In the future. But I think that we're on a good trajectory. Probably, I'm a little bit higher on the pitch clock of just hearing kind of everyone and why it's needed, this and that. I get all the little bullshit, but then you don't have everyone was like, oh, Nomar would have never survived in this area. It's like, dude, fucking watching Nomar do this shit, like every fucking kid did that when they were playing wiffle ball, or you know what I mean? It's just something that's iconic about that guy. So, I think there's definitely a good and a bad to it. I think there's more upside for this, but I think it might honestly show some real baseball fans honestly, I would consider myself baseball is my favorite sport. I love watching baseball. I'm going to try and watch as many World Baseball Classic games as I can. And I'm going to kind of compare it. I know it's a little bit different than watching regular season games, but I'm going to kind of compare it to how I would feel, in the first couple weeks of the regular season and just kind of see how it feels, right? I think this is a good test and this could be a very good thing for the MLB. If people come back and are like, holy fuck, can we get this can we get this game over with?
Yeah.
It's fucking 28-3. Fuck, Venezuela versus Nicaragua. It's like, can we get this game over with? You know what I mean? Like, if pitch clock's there, the game's over, pretty much. Like, it's not just dragging on. So I think that's what the main purpose of it is, too, is blowouts especially.
Right.
So that could be the bad thing. But also on the same side, if these games are going 20 minutes more with no pitch clock, it's like,
hey, 20 minutes is 20 minutes, though.
No, 100%.
I give it. Touch on it. World Baseball Classic, a lot of players dropping out. Kind of disappointing. Especially, we saw pitchers from the USA. But, hey, whatever. It's already baseball season in my head. And, I'm getting fed enough through Twitter to where I'm satisfied. Like, I was angry at Aaron Judge. And now I'm not angry at Aaron Judge because I get to still see him pimp home runs in spring training.
You want to hear I just found, because our good friend, Pete Apple, put out a post on Just Baseball. It's the lineup for the all dropout team.
Let's hear it.
For the WBC. Brandon Nimmo in left, Jose Ramirez at third, Carlos Correa at short, Bryce Harper at DH, Alejandro Kirk behind the plate, Seiya Suzuki in right field, Trevor Story at second, G-Man Choi at first, and Harrison Bader in center.
That's a fucking squad.
That's a fucking all-star team, pretty much.
Oh, easy.
Barring maybe one or two guys, but, that top of the order is something different. And
for as many that dropped out, though, Ray, it's still a really solid team.
Yeah, no, we still get to see,
Mookie
we saw
and Mike Trout are the fucking 1 and 2.
Yeah,
2 and
we
3.
still have fucking, as long as Captain America's there hitting 895 with 400 doubles in 6 games, I'm here. I'm locked.
Mike Trout?
Yes. That's my father.
Whatever.
Great guy.
It's all right. It happens.
Yeah. No, let me find the odds too
for the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
I think the 2 favorite odds were the DR and the USA.
Oh, 100%. Well, so it's the Dominican Republic, and then now I think seeing Shohei Ohtani live and in person again.
Japan got bumped up a couple times.
People are like, oh fuck, Japan's got Shohei. Like, we kind of forgot, and now he's back. He's hit 2 bombs. So yeah, DR is the highest at plus 220. Japan and US are tied at plus 250.
Well, yeah, it's because we have no pitchers, bro.
And then it drops off a fucking table and goes to 1,100 for South Korea.
We have no pitching.
What's that? Cuba, Venezuela.
I don't think the USA even wins. I think DR can beat them pretty easy. We can't pitch, bro. Those hitters are going to absolutely shred our pitching. DR's lineup is just as good as the USA's, and we can't pitch.
Dude, think about it, okay? I was watching some TikTok highlights from the Old World Baseball Classic. We had Drew Smiley out there throwing gems. Drew Smiley. How many people know that name?
Hey, listen.
Anything is possible when you got the US of A on your chest. Salute, stand up, and let's fucking go America.
Fair enough. It's time.
What are we doing?
It's time for the third best division in the MLB, the National League West. The Wild, Wild West.
Oh, my God.
What do you got?
Go give me that fucking cowboy hat. He fucking looked. Do you want me to send it to you? I feel like you know.
Hey, see you in about 5 minutes.
I want you to pitch in.
I don't know shit.
I just spit everywhere.
I don't know shit about the fucking National League West, but I'll
I do
pitch.
not know anything about the Dodgers.
I'll throw something in.
The Padres?
I'll throw something in.
All right, well, just fucking hop right in. Cut me the fuck off. All right? Cut me off.
All right. What is the fifth best team in the NL West?
I think this one's pretty concise here. I'm going to go with the old Colorado Rockies. I don't know if that's a surprise to many people.
Todd
but
Houghton still on the team?
Larry Walker is, I heard. Jamie Moyer is coming back this year.
Trevor Story get traded back there?
I hope so.
Chris Bryant still there?
As a Red Sox fan. Yeah, no, Chris Bryant is still there.
I know.
Chris Bryant has, hold on, let me get this out here, 5 home runs with them and currently is on a $182 million contract.
Sick.
I believe he's played 42 games with them. In the 2 through 5, if they stay healthy, is, it's always fun to watch. CJ Crone, Chris Bryant, Charlie. I fucking, how do you hate Chuck Nasty? No one hates Charlie Blackmon.
Oh, no.
He's the one fun guy on this team, but I really feel like, those two guys, possibly Herman Marquez, who's been there for feels like 118 years at this point. Those guys are probably going to be trade deadline pieces. This team's probably going to blow it the hell up. They're probably going to go to some of their younger guys in the system, try and just do that. Have Chris Bryant just eat up his contract and be like, okay, we'll see what we can do next year. Also, this team was bottom 25 in every major pitching category last year, besides home runs per 9, which I think is maybe the most shocking part about that whole thing, considering they play in fucking Colorado. Bottom 25 in every stat.
All right, so I told you told me to cut you off a little bit. So I put some analysis into this, and I've came up with the analysis that the Rockies fucking stink.
They'll win. I'll go under 70 games this year.
Nice. Okay.
Maybe 65.
Right. Who's the fourth best team in the NL West?
The fourth team, I was telling Coby this on the car ride over. This is one of my teams that I'm really excited to go buy MLB TV and fucking watch a lot of games on this year. And that's the Arizona Diamondbacks. A lot of people may not know, right? They got one of the top prospects in baseball. Sorry, I'm on the fucking wrong one here. They have one of the top prospects in baseball with Corbin Carroll. I mean, this guy is set to take the league by storm. The Diamondbacks right now, according to Just Baseball, or Baseball America, they have a top 5 minor league system in all of baseball. They have a bunch of guys there. They already have 3 guys in the lineup this year who are going to be under 25. They got other guys like Jordan Lawler, Drew Jones, who was just drafted, obviously Andrew Jones' son. And I don't know if you've seen the viral video of him getting heckled at a high school game and then fucking pissing on a baseball 785 feet in the air. So this team is right there. I think that they take a step this year, but I don't think they take the step. That's why I have them at 4. The Giants are always just that consistent fucking right around 500 team, no matter really who they have on the team, and I still think that they have a very underrated rotation. So I think that the Diamondbacks are going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. They're just going, and they added Lourdes Gurriel, Evan Longoria, Andrew Chafin, and the young guy from Toronto and Gabriel Moreno behind the plate as well to replace Dalton Varsho. So
yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on this. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Randy Johnson pitches this year for him. I know that the big hefty lefty there is going to come and he's going to bring it this year. So
the big hefty lefty is going to come.
The big unit. So I'm really excited to see how Randy pitches this year.
I'm going to come.
Ray, who's the third best team?
I kind of spoiled it. I'm
NL
sorry.
West?
I kind of spoiled it. It's the San Francisco Giants. That, my friends, is the 3-time 2010 decade World Series champion San Francisco Giants.
And the king of the mitt.
Yes. So here's my thing. You have Giants fans. If anyone's listening to this, all right, I feel for you. Okay, you lost out on Correa, you lost out on Aaron Judge, but I'm gonna give you some fucking hope this year. All right, I'm not saying you're gonna win the World Series because I'm not a psychopath, but I will give you some hope and say I really do fucking like this starting rotation as far as pitching goes. Right? I mean, you got Logan Webb and Alex Cobb who have shown that they can be, very good as a 1-2 setup. And then they went and got Ross Stripling. They went and got Sean Manaea. They added depth. That's all you really need. This rotation in general, it might be a little bit slept on, and I think that they'll hold their own this year. I think that I think they'll go above 500, maybe make some noise, maybe be in the race for the wild card spot right at the end of the year. One guy I really want to talk about is Marco Luciano, their number one prospect. Obviously, you still have Brandon Crawford, who's the longtime veteran there, but they were talking about moving him to third base with Carlos Correa coming. Now you don't have him. I think Brandon Crawford kind of was like, yeah, Carlos Correa's coming. I don't think I really have a choice on going to third base. Now he probably might have more of a say, but I think he's one to watch out for this year. That kid has all the fucking potential in the world. And then you went out and got guys like Michael Conforto, Mitch Haniger, Taylor Rogers. You re-signed Big Cock Jock. You lose Evan Longoria, Brandon Belt, and of course Rodon. But like I said, I think they did enough to kind of maybe not on paper look like they healed the bleeding when you think about this lineup with Aaron Judge and Carlos Correa in it. But I still think this team is going to be a around 500, if not over 500 team this year.
Yeah, give my 2 cents too. I'm really looking forward to that three-headed monster of Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, and Carlos Rodon.
What fucking could have been, dude? Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah, really.
Instead of two of
electric.
those are over in the American League with the Yankees.
All right, Ray. Who is the second best team in the NL West?
I never thought I'd say these words, Joey Haas.
Say it.
I never thought I'd say these words, but the LA Dodgers, I have at number 2. Here's who left LA if you live under a rock.
Classic.
Just had to throw it in there. Had to
Classic.
slide it in. Trey Turner, Tyler Anderson, Justin Turner, Andrew Heaney, Cody Bellinger, Chris Martin, Tommy Kahnle, Joey Gallo, Craig Kimbrell, and Edwin Rios. Guys that you brought in. Noah Syndergaard, Jumbo Dong Martinez. Yes, I put that in my notes. David Peralta, and Shelby Miller.
Oh, Shelby.
I still think that this team will find a way to be, I don't think they're going to fall off a fucking cliff. You still have Mookie Betts. You still have Freddie Freeman, 2 of the better players at their position, if not top players in the game. Freddie Freeman is Mr. Consistency. He seems to get better every fucking year. I don't understand it. Mookie Betts is still one of my favorite players to watch. Obviously, a huge blow to them with Gavin Lux going out. I really feel for him, man. He's been one of my favorite players that I've wanted to see just finally get an opportunity. And obviously he's been on a stacked team. He's had to try and go to center field. He's had to try and move all over the place. And he finally got back to fucking shortstop this year with Trey Turner gone. They said, we're giving you the reins. We're trusting you. We believe in you, kid. And he goes and fucking tears his ACL in spring training. So, this team has a lot to live up to. There was, as I was just talking about, sorry, my fucking photos even got fucked up too. This is the Dodgers. So the Dodgers last year, their pitching statistics, they were number 1 in ERA, earned runs against, WHIP, 5th in outs. I'm assuming pitcher outs per game. They have that backwards, but 5th in strikeouts per 9, 2nd in hits per 9, 5th in home runs per 9, 2nd in walks per 9, and 3rd in strikeouts per 9. So this team all around was just lights out across the fucking board. And then they were also basically top 10 in every single hitting category besides sacrifice hits per game. So this team now, when you look at their lineup, the middle order guys, you talk about Will Smith, you talk about Max Muncy, you look at the middle of that order, and they're going to have to really pick up the pace for guys like Trey Turner leaving. Obviously, JD, Jumbo Dong, is going to have to step up and fill those shoes very well at the DH role, and he's going to have a bounce-back year.
Yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on the Dodgers. I'm really looking forward to Andre Ethier this year. No, I'm just fucking with you. No.
The fuck is James Lane?
I never thought there would ever be a day where we say that the number one team in the National League West is the San Diego Padres.
The San Diego.
The
Padrones.
Slam Diego.
Slam Diego.
Slam de Vla.
Excuse me. It's pronounced San Diego.
Santiago.
You know what that's from, right?
What?
San Diego. Deal? Come on. Anchorman.
Anchor, yep. Fuck.
But yes. The Padres are the my number one team, I should say. They're not yet. I'm fucking wishing it existence for the Dodgers to be fucking shit this year. But yeah, I mean the Padres, in my opinion, might be one of the most complete all-around teams in the MLB. When you look up and down this fucking lineup, Tatis comes back in April. Obviously Musgrove has a broken toe. We think he's probably coming back around the same time. And really starting pitching is the only thing that worries me about this team, right? The depth. They signed Yu Darvish to a little bit longer term of a deal. You go and sign a guy like Michael Wacha, who statistically, when you look at his win-loss last year, had a great season. When you look at his advanced metrics, not so fucking great. Obviously, I had Xander Bogaerts, Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, Matt Carpenter, Nelson Cruz, and sneaky Rougned Odor. And also,
A couple of Yankees in there.
Guess who they signed to a minor league contract?
Who?
The former lefty. Well, current lefty. Former Philly. That's Mr. Cole Hamels.
Oh, Cole coming back at
Hamels
age 57 to pitch a year.
I think he's throwing 87 on the gun this year. He's going to be opening day starter, I heard.
Ooh.
They also did lose some guys. Josh Bell, like I said, Sean Manaea, Brandon Drury, Mike Clevenger, Will Myers. And they spent fucking $1,800 million in the offseason re-signing Machado, Yu Darvish.
Bogarts.
No, re-signing. I'm sorry.
re-signing,
for guys
yeah.
that were already on the
Juan Soto to come.
Yeah. They also signed Robert Suarez, and like I said, if this team fucking stays healthy, and everyone's talking about the role players. Look at the top four of that lineup when healthy.
Yeah.
I don't even know. They don't even know what they're doing with Jerickson Profar yet. He's probably he's still a free agent. We don't know what's going to happen with him. But this rotation, being all in their 30s, is the only thing that I see being the downfall to this team, especially later in the season. But Juan Soto's in his fucking contract year. Josh Hader's in his contract year. These guys are going to want to get paid after the season, whether it's with San Diego or not. I expect Juan Soto to hit fucking 800 home runs this year and drive in 3,000 people. Especially with, realistically, I think he's going to hit 40 home runs, have 110 RBIs, somewhere around there.
At what, 280?
Yeah, hit 280, 290. I just don't see him. Even when he has a down year, you still look at him, especially in the playoffs, and you're like, holy shit, this guy is just not who I want to face. And now he has even more lineup security with guys in front of him and behind him.
Tatis there and Bogarts.
You're going to have Tatis in front of you most likely and Manny Machado behind you. Do you know how much pressure that takes off of you?
A little bit.
A little bit. So, also, see how fucking Tatis lasts in right field.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
He's got to play somewhere. All right. Let's close it out. Close out the pod. I said I wanted to talk about RJ. Save him for next week. We'll get there.
We can talk about RJ.
We'll get there. Let's close it out. So I got a question for you. So I'll present the question, and I'll have Coby come in. And then you go, right, and then I'll close it out. So if you could, right, you have the opportunity to get any ticket. Right, you can get a ticket to baseball, football, basketball, soccer, hockey, whatever.
Jet skiing.
What? Jet skiing, croquet, bowling, polo, Marco, cricket, whatever it is. Right. If you had one chance, anything. Right. Here's your ticket, and you get the closest seat to whatever it is. What would you, what would you take? What would it be? And I'll save you.
I think this is a good question. I'm going to have to say courtside tickets, NBA Finals, Game 7 in LA. You just don't know who you're going to sit next to. And you're going to get courtside to LeBron, AD, D-Lo, could have ice in his veins for one game. Could have it.
Hey.
That would be electric.
Who are they facing?
Who are they facing?
Who's the best? Who's the second best team in the West that you'd want to see?
No, he said
No,
he said the finals. So it'd
in
be
finals.
an Eastern team.
Shit.
You want to see him against Giannis, or you want to see him against Tatum
Oh, you know what?
or Embiid,
I want to see him against Embiid,
or
the Brooklyn Nets.
no, the New York Knickerbockers. Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson going for 40 apiece. There's a duck on this show all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, but I'll definitely say that would be my pick.
That smells.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Ah, man. You know,
Fucking sick.
I'm sorry. Usually I hold them in, but that was coming. That was asking for it. That duck is somewhere, and we need to fucking find it. Yeah, get looking while I talk about this. I said it before the show because we were talking about what we wanted to talk about today, and I still don't think my opinion changes. Fuck, I can't look at you. For me, it's got to be. I'm not even gonna be able to fucking get this out, dude. Stop. Hey, lock it the fuck in. Come on. Hey, look at me. Reel it. Come on. You fucking floppy fish. Oh, fuck. All right, no, seriously. If I had to pick anything, I would definitely pick Yankees, Red Sox, World Series. Fucking ALCS. In Fenway. That corner spot right next to the Red Sox dugout, so I can give them a fucking high five when they hit a walk-off or hit a home run or whatever the hell it is. But, I mean, just in general, probably the NBA Finals in LA. I don't even want to know how the fuck much that would cost. But I do think an honorable mention would be any Super Bowl, just because I feel like I'm never going to go to one because I looked this year and you can sit in the nosebleeds for $4,000, which is just obscene. You know what I mean? I feel like you can go sit in the nosebleeds at a baseball game for, you know, even in the playoffs, like a couple $100. Maybe basketball, depending on which city it is. But
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go off the rail a little bit here. I'm gonna go number one on my list. I would go the Masters. I think there's something different.
wait, caddying for the Masters? That would be electric.
That would be
for
electric.
for the guy who wins the Masters. That would be insane.
So that is also the closest that you'll get to guys, right? Almost as close as you would in the NBA. But there's something different about following, you know, your guy, like a guy the whole day, right? You get to follow the leader if you got there early enough, and then you follow them through their whole round of 18, and you just get to hear their conversations, their mindset, right? Their approach, everything like that. And
that's a good one.
I think there's the Masters are just a special thing, and I think it'd be kind of electric.
I don't disagree. And before we close this out, I just saw something today that kind of went into my point of, you know, I've just heard about it so much, and I felt like I needed to get it off my chest. Take a guess at how much it is to go to a Knicks Hornets game in the Garden tonight. Lowest ticket.
$246.
That's a little high. It is the Hornets.
$97.
149. You're pretty much right in the middle. But you look at pretty much every other game. Sixers and the Timberwolves. I think I'd rather see that game, right? That one's minimum $23. You can go watch the fucking Nets and the Rockets for $3 in Houston. Like, the reason I tell everybody, like, oh, I've never been to the Garden before, and they're like, why? I'm like, because I'm fucking poor, and the Garden costs half my check. So, because I gotta go down there, I gotta get the train, I gotta go find a fucking hotel, I gotta spend $800 at the concession, then I gotta find, you know, it's parking. It's like, holy shit. You gotta take out a loan to go to a fucking regular season NBA game, man. It's getting insane. I just felt like I had to talk about that. Because I feel like I'm just hoping, because we haven't seen it yet with baseball, like even going to a Yankees game, and I even looked up like Yankees Red Sox tickets in, you know, fucking like June.
Yugoslavia.
Wow. Don't tell me to go there. I've been there. It's a good time. Red Sox Yankees in June. Red Sox Yankees in June isn't that bad. Like, it's $100 to go sit at a decent seat. Like, come on, man. Holy shit. Like, how much did you were you going to pay last year before they were even in the World Series? Or what was it, Game 6, I think?
A lot.
It was for fucking standing room.
It was like 400.
Oh, I thought it was like 1,000.
It was like 4 something a ticket for, or no, maybe 5.
And that was before, like, I think they even opened.
It was bad.
It was in the DS, right? When you bought those, like when they were playing the Guardians.
It was right when they got in the playoffs.
Oh, so it was before even they started even playing.
Yeah.
Okay, but still,
Yeah.
I'm sure if you waited, like any normal human, I know you get your money back. Obviously, if it doesn't happen, but
Right.
most people don't do that. They just wait and they're like, all right, well, I'll go if it's there.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, hopefully inflation goes down, but
That's all. I mean, I just remember being able to go to a fucking baseball game, go there and back.
fucking
in the
Valley
day.
Cats are 36. Fuck.
Yeah, I gotta sit in the on the grass in the outfield. They're gonna start charging me for Little League World Series next. Fuck.
All right, let's close it out. Coby, great job. Raymond, great job.
You as
Joey, yeah, you're all right, kid.
No, he did great.
Do better next time. See you guys on the radio on Sunday. And follow us on all your social medias, right? Of course. Any Given Funday. Just look us up. And as always, make sure
Never forget.
you always let the fun days roll.